I'm here with Rebecca Black. I'm really excited that you stopped by.
Thank
And you're
you.
wearing the right hat, which is really
Go Blue
perfect.
Jays.
Yay! So, Rebecca, tell me a little bit about who you are and what got you involved in this energy sector.
Okay, thank you so much for offering me the opportunity to be on your podcast. So I've been in the energy sector for about 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I run a boutique marketing consultancy. So we work with mainly clean tech clients.
Yep.
And we help them tell their stories and develop their brand in a way that helps them get the actions they want from their audiences. Several of them are here today
Yep.
using long duration energy storage and biome renewables, which works in technology around improving the outcomes of wind power.
Right.
But to be honest, I'm here today not so much for myself or for my amazing clients, but because I'm the co-founder of a granting program called the Trellis Fund.
Right. That's right. So tell us a little bit about Trellis.
Okay, so Trellis is actually, I established it alongside a group of amazing women that work in the energy sector a couple of years ago to honor the passing of my mom and in her memory. Her name was Veronica Gardner, and she loved to garden.
There's a lovely picture of you two on a website. Yeah, it's a nice photo.
Yeah. And so the women that I work with, actually, we had been working together for years because we were the group that started WIRE, Women in Renewable Energy.
Right.
Yeah.
Which I'm a member of.
Yes. So we have a lot of history in terms of trying to diversify the energy sector. There are a lot of jobs. And so I brought a little bit of a cheat sheet that's got information from Electricity Human Resources Canada report on labor statistics.
Yes.
And there's almost a 4.5% projected annual employment growth in Canada's energy sector. But already we've got over 13% job vacancy rate, and it's only going to grow. So there's a gap, and we need all hands on deck. And so the industry needs to really bring people into our funnel of jobs and professions. And there's a lot of people being left on the table because of the lack of diversity in the sector.
Yes.
And so having come to these shows for the last 20 years, I've definitely seen more women, but very much a minority. Also, from a color of skin perspective as well, like we're seeing more diversity that way as well.
Yes.
But there's a long way to go. And so WIRE was established to elevate the role and recognition of women in the sector. And the group of us who we call ourselves Rewire, we decided that we were always looking for another project. Why don't we add the Trellis Fund as a funding opportunity? So we have grants for 4 students a year, get a $2,500 grant, and they apply, they self-identify as female. They're in school and they can prove it. And they share with us what their vision is, why they're studying what they're studying, what kind of jobs they want.
Wow.
So we have this beautiful, rich storytelling that happens from our applicants. And we've had 120 applicants in 2 years.
Wonderful.
We've given out $20,000 worth of grants. And we're really looking to diversify our programming. I can keep talking if that's okay.
I would love to. I'm all ears.
Okay. So one of the things that we've done is we're working with the University of Victoria and a PhD student from the University of Saskatchewan. And we've taken all this data that we've collected from applicants, and we've actually done proper academic research on it. And later this fall, we're going to be publishing a paper that talks about what can we learn from these applicants, because honestly, it's their needs that we have to address in order to attract that talent.
Yours the gap.
Yeah. And so 4 themes have sort of emerged from this research project. One is that there are these structural barriers to workforce entry. So how do we address those structural barriers to the actual getting into the workforce? The second are sort of the motivations and values of these people, of these students. Like, why are they even interested in this? And how can we as a sector clearly articulate and live the values that a young rising generation of professionals are expressing a thirst for? How can we create spaces for them? And through transparency, through culture. Other was just sort of understanding career aspirations and pathways. And the last was, leveraging bursaries, leveraging strategic opportunities. And so this morning, here at Electricity Transformation Canada, thanks to a great partnership with the organizers and with CanREA, the Canadian Renewable Energy Association, we just finished a panel with 2 of our grant recipients. And so we talked about those things. They shared their own experience getting into school, how they actually made the connection between One is doing automotive engineering, but is interested in the sort of electrification of transportation. How did that happen? What supported her experience?
Yeah.
And where does she see herself going? And then the other grant recipient that we spoke with is gone back to school after being in the sector and working in a microgrid program in Northwest Territories in order to address some of the challenges that she had experienced out in the field. So we are hearing from people, and at Trellis, what we're hoping to do is evolve from simply allocating money to things like having the opportunity for these voices to be heard in an environment where people are going to take note and learn. And then also we've organized, we sponsored a bunch of students to come here today. And we've matched them up with industry mentors who have volunteered. And so right now they are walking the trade show floor with mentors and really just getting a really unique experience. And so that's what myself and the other 6 amazing women on the Trellis Advisory Committee, that's where we see our role. It's really like, how do we deepen? So we built a big community, and Wired has all sorts of amazing programming and has now gone international. I'm really proud of the legacy of that. But Trellis is really looking at going deep. How do we make systemic change? And what can we learn from this emerging generation of clean energy professionals?
I love how you're listening too.
Yes.
You're doing a lot of listening.
We are doing a lot. We say that listening, learning, and leading.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, right there on our poster.
So if you were 12 years old, what would you tell your 12-year-old self? What direction would you?
That's really an interesting question, because what we hear from people in the field, especially men who are working in the field that love their jobs, is they really want their daughters and their nieces and their, goddaughters, they want them to know that they belong here. And so I think as a young person, I did engineering in my undergrad and didn't use a lot of that education, but it has influenced my business and the way that I've moved through the world. I was inspired by my stepfather, and I think I was like, I know what engineering looks like. So I think it's really important for those of us that are in the sector to be able to reach out and talk to young people and let them know that there are great jobs in this sector, and not just, there's a lot of white collar jobs here, but it's the trades that we really need to be looking at. And certainly with AI coming in and taking a lot of the data related and relationship like matching tasks off the human workforce. We really need people out there. We need boots on the ground. And one of our grant recipients this year actually was the only woman to finish. She did an electrical apprenticeship, and she was the only one in her class that finished that was female. And we want to support those groundbreakers and those leaders.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Rebecca, for stopping by today.
Absolutely. And don't forget to look us up. We're at trellisfund.ca. We're very active on LinkedIn as well. So please join our community. We're always looking for partners.
Wonderful. Thanks again.
Thank you.